away because they said 430 of them were invalid. How could they be invalid when I collected them from working cab drivers with cabs on leases and chauffeurs when they signed the petition? We haven't had a raise in 6 years, and Alderman Beale denied our petition and says we could have a hearing in 6 months because it was the right thing to do. Alderman Beale, the right thing to do is give us the hearing now.
Yes. Now.
What do you want?
Now.
Fair increase.
What do we want it? Now. Where do we want a fair increase? When do we want it? Now.
Alderman Beale doesn't understand. Commissioner Trimble doesn't understand. Our leases go up every year. Our rent goes up, food prices go up, and now gas is going up. If the gas goes up to $5 a gallon, there won't be any cabs on the street because we're not profiting. If I collect the surcharge for the gas all day and give it to the gas station and that is not an increase. Now these new rules give lease increases to big companies, and they got all the new green cabs that cost more, and all that new costs are coming out of our pockets. It's not fair, it's not justice, and it's not right. We need this hearing to talk to the city council about these issues. If Alderman Beale and Commissioner Trimble won't listen, we are asking the mayor to step in and give us what we need. Thank you all for coming out.
Hi everybody, thank you for coming. This is the continuous struggle for taxi drivers in the city of Chicago to gain a livable wage and to have their demands met by the city council and the transportation committee led by this Alderman Beale. So the UTCC is committed to defend this right of the drivers and their wages and their living right and their human rights and civil rights. We participated in many hearings in the previous years demanding a livable wage for the drivers to no avail and no result, no positive result. Now we are not just asking for a hearing for a fair increase. We are asking for a positive result for the hearing and a fair increase. That's right. We need a fair increase now, not tomorrow, not in 6 months, not in 7 months.
That's right.
Alderman Beale promised to have the hearing in 6 or 7 months after the new rules will take effect in July 1st. This is not acceptable at all by the drivers because they are not making money for their families. They don't have enough food at the table for their families. That's why we are standing up together now to demand a fair increase now. When we want a fair increase?
Now!
When do we want it?
Now!
That's why Alderman Beale must hear our demands. Our demands include a hearing for a fair increase with a positive result, meaning that we need a fair increase now. The second demand is investigating the lease overcharges which committed by the cab companies, which bribing and robbing the drivers from their money. The cab companies stealing money from the drivers. That's why they don't have enough money for their families. We asking a moratorium for this new ordinance for 1 year, 1 full year, so we can have a fair increase for the drivers, to have enough money for themselves and to cover their expenses and to cover their gas, which is skyrocketing these days. That's why we demand a positive result for a fair increase hearing now. What do we want?
Fair increase.
When do we want it? Now!
All right, thank you. All right. So I want to thank everybody for coming out. I think we're
about done with this action here, and I hope the alderman or some of the staff is in here that can listen. Are we delivering a letter or anything? We're going to give them a letter stating our demands and our position on this issue. Hopefully it will get through the alderman. And I'll wait for Ted. He's going to come with you.
want to thank everyone. I want
to thank everyone for coming out and